Hello everyone, welcome to Family Sunday School. This is our 5th week in our family invitation lessons. This title this week is God's Wisdom is with the Child. And the child in the story is Jesus. So, our story begins every year. Jesus' parents travel to Jerusalem for the Feast of Passover, and he came with them every year. He turned 12. When the festival was over, here he is when he was 12. When the festival was over, Jesus' parents and friends and other relatives all headed home, and his parents figured he was somewhere in the crowd that had traveled together the whole way. Only that night, after they'd walked a whole day's journey away from Jerusalem, did they realize that Jesus was missing. They asked around, but no one had seen him. So they hurried back to Jerusalem. So here are the worried parents, Mary and Joseph, worried about Jesus. Well, they found him days later in the temple. He was sitting with the teachers, asking them questions, listening to what they had to say. And the teachers were impressed with how much he had understood. But Jesus' parents were really upset. His mother asked him, "Why have you done this to us? We've been worried. This is where I needed to be in my Father's house," is what Jesus said. Well, and Jesus says, "Why were you looking for me? Don't you know that this is where I needed to be?" Well, they didn't know what he meant, but they brought him home to Nazareth, and he stayed close to them and did as they asked. His mother remembered all of this as the years went by, and she came to treasure it. Jesus grew older and taller, and he grew in understanding and wisdom, and both God and people blessed him as he grew. So here's Jesus with his family. And we know he grew up taller, grew maybe a beard. So that is our story time today from Luke chapter 2, verse 41 through 52. So I hope you join us for the next segment for our activities and then the closing with Ginger. Okay? We'll see you soon. Bye for now. Hello everyone, welcome to Family Sunday School, our activity for the week, our week 5, and we're going to talk about midrash. It's a word in the Jewish tradition used to talk about the stories about the story. Different, huh? So the Bible often raises more questions than it offers answers, and this truth stretches all the way back to before the time of Jesus. Teachers and religious leaders and everyday readers have asked questions of their holy stories and created some of their own unofficial stories to fill in the blanks. So with this story about Jesus as a child, growing up to be 12 and in the temple, do that as a family with this story about Jesus in the temple. What questions does it raise for you? List out your questions, as many as you can think of. Don't worry about the answers. Just list out a bunch of questions and just let your wondering lead you. And when you have as many questions as you can fill up a whole sheet of paper, look back through them and see if there are any that you could try to answer with your own midrash-like creation. A story about a story. I wonder how that will turn out. Be creative. Could be fun. So today's activity, another activity that you can do is along with your midrash, is to create a little church, a temple, right? Jesus was in the temple, so our temple is the church. I recycled an envelope and I glued it onto, I used my Elmer's glue, or you could use tape to put it onto this blue paper or whatever color paper or white paper, whatever you'd like. Make it a nice church. I think I may color stained glass windows here, maybe like our Good Shepherd stained glass. So then I had some popsicle sticks and I started making some of our members of our church, some friends. I'm just getting started here. So I put on some little faces, wrapped a little paper. If you have some fabric scraps or yarn, some googly eyes, maybe even some thicker, wider popsicle sticks might be better, or everybody's different shapes and sizes, right? And then we can just tuck our people, our members, one's on the floor, tuck them in here into our church so we can pretend to be back together again in our church. Okay? So have some fun with that. I may even put some beautiful flowers or maybe a snowman because it's snowing, maybe with some cotton balls. Put maybe cotton ball clouds. Be creative, have fun, okay? And I'll see you for our closing. Bye for now. Hi everyone, Miss Lisa and Ginger here for our closing. Yeah. So, I hope you enjoyed the story and the activities about Jesus as a child in the temple. So what did you like about the story? And you know what? I have some imagining together questions. So while you're coloring or doing your activities, maybe you can talk about these questions with your family. So I wonder how Jesus's parents felt when they realized that they had left him behind. I've been in that situation when my boys were young, and it's not fun. So maybe, families can talk about if they had an experience like that. And I wonder what questions Jesus asked the religious teachers. I wonder what he was asking them. And I wonder what the teachers thought about Jesus. Imagine you were in the temple with Jesus. What questions would you like to ask Jesus? Jesus had profound wisdom beyond his years. Even as a child, he was teaching those even older than him. How can our family join God's work this week of sharing the truth and wisdom that God has given us? How can you share that? So I hope you enjoyed all the activities and coloring. Here's the final coloring page Miss Lisa finished. Amazed at his understanding and answers. So that's a very colorful page with young Jesus there in the picture. So I hope you enjoyed that. And Ginger and I are going to have a closing prayer with you. If you wouldn't mind, bow our heads. Dear God, thank you for this story about Jesus when he was a young boy. No matter our age, we know that you can use us and speak through us to others, even when others may not take us seriously. Help us to be brave, knowing you are always working through us. Amen. So have a terrific week. Stay safe, stay warm, and enjoy each other. And I'll talk to you soon, I hope. Bye for now.